Okay, so let's take a look at all the parts of Living in the Future from Magic. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'll be playing through the whole song alongside a homemade backing track, and you'll see tab scroll across the screen. Okay, so this song's in the key of C major, tempo about 108 BPM. If you want to play along with a record, it's slightly sharp on the record, so you need to tune up slightly. Okay, so let's take a look at the chords first. So our first chord is a C5 over G. Okay, it's just two strings. And the song structure, which I'll put on the screen now, I'm just going to refer to it as a C. It's basically a lot of these verse chords are going between sort of C and a part of C almost, and then this part are kind of an A minor. Okay, so C5 over G, you're just going to grab using your index finger the 5th fret of the D and the 5th fret of the G. And the challenge here is blocking out the other strings. So using your first, block out the A string, ideally arc it. You can play that note, but ideally just those two strings there. Okay, and then you've got an A minor over E. In the song structure, I just refer to it as an A minor. So this is basically Steve loves these chords. I think it's Steve that does all these parts on the record. It sounds very Steve, but it may well just be Bruce, but Bruce loves these broken shapes as well. So you're borrowing the 5th fret G, B and E, and then 3rd finger 7th fret A, pinky 7th fret D. It's an A minor over E chord. Okay, now you've moved that shape down 2 frets, put your middle finger on the 4th fret of the G, and that's a G over D, again just referring to it as a G. So it just saves them both playing these E shapes, the full bars, they just play these broken shapes. So that's the G over D. Okay, if you move that down 2 frets, you've got an F over C. Okay, we're just going to refer to it as an F chord. Okay, and then we've got an open D minor chord. I like to play it with my pinky here on the 3rd fret, because it allows me to go quite easily from this F and leave that kind of part there. So middle finger 2nd fret G, pinky 3rd fret B, or you can use your 3rd finger, and then 1st finger 1st fret high E. So D minor, and you get a classic kind of Bruce style G. Just the ring finger 3rd fret low E, block the A string, and then pinky 3rd fret high E, and then a normal C chord. So 3rd finger 3rd fret A, middle finger 2nd fret D, 1st finger 1st fret B. So they're kind of the first batch of chords, and then we've got some A-shaped bar chords, which I know Steve does a lot, and Bruce as well. So C major bar chord from the A shape. Use your ring finger to bar the 5th fret D, G and B. Okay, and then we've also got D minor, just move that up 2 frets, do the minor shape, 3rd finger 7th fret D, pinky 7th fret G, middle finger 6th fret B. Then E minor, up 2 frets. Now he's also got an E7, which I think they're playing up here, could be wrong. Something the 7th fret, and then the ring finger 9th fret D, pinky 9th fret B. Really nice chord, that one. Go up a semitone, F major, the same as the shape as you see, and then up 2 frets, you've got a G major, okay? And then there's a slight key change in the 4th break, and it's basically that taking that riff and moving it up 3 frets, because it's going to the key of E flat. And that's basically what it's doing. So that's the E flat over B flat. And then you've got this C minor over G, B flat over F. Okay, and that's all the chords. Okay, so let's take a look at the intro. So it's the intro, 1st break, and then the 2nd break. Again, don't forget with all the song structures, there'll be that drop-down menu down below. Any chords in brackets means there's more than one chord in that particular bar. Okay, so the intro, 1st break, and the 2nd break, pretty much all the same. There are some lead guitar parts. If you do get the tab, either on the JS Music School website or by using your codes from Subscribestar on the same site, JS Music School, you'll be able to get both parts, the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar. So the 1st break, there's this really cool solo. Also some other riffs, especially in the middle 8 as well. So any questions about any of that stuff, let me know. Okay, so the intro, you're going to start off 5th fret, D and G. This is the rhythm, so 1, 2, and then you can do all this first bar, this main riff, downstrokes, 1, 2, and then grab this bottom half of this A minor chord. It's with your ring and your pinky, and then so it's 1, 2, and I think slight palm muting on this next note. So a little nice kind of dynamic range there. 1, 2, and 3, and then 5, 5 with your index finger, and then 7, 7 again, and then back to that C5 over G. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and feel free to vary it up. I think sometimes you'll do some extra strums. 1, 2. So again, it's basically a pentatonic riff from the C major pentatonic, if you're familiar with that. Really cool. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Again, the challenge is blocking out those other strings. So you basically, in the intro, first break, and the second break, you're going to do this bar 3 times. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then A minor over E, 1 and 2. So there's a half a beat gap to start with. 1 and 2, 3, and then G over D. That's the 4-bar phrase there. So then the verses, so that's the 4-bar phrase. In the verses, you're simply just doing that 4-bar phrase twice. So all 3 verses are exactly the same. 3-bar riff. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and just done twice. Okay, and then we're going to go through the choruses. So all 3 choruses are the same, apart from the third chorus. You just do 6 times instead of 4, like in the first and the second choruses. So you've got this classic down, down, up, down, up pattern that we've had so many times before. But on the first upstroke, you change chords. So you're going to go F to start with, down, down, up, down, up on the D minor, and then G, down, down, up, down, up, G to C. So that's 1 quarter note, 6/8 notes, and one of them's tied. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And that 2-bar phrase you just do 4 times for the first and second choruses, and then 6 for the third choruses. And then you've got the middle 8 where it just kind of changes slightly. It's the middle 8 of the breakdown, whatever you want to call it. So here you've got D minor, the bar version, A minor, then the classic strumming pattern. Then we've got a split bar here of down, down, up, 1, 2, and A minor and G. Then D minor, A minor. Now I think he's picking this, kind of arpeggiating it. It's a nice kind of run, which is, I think he's going up here rather than doing the open shapes. It just sounds like there's this ascending run. So D minor, down, up, down, up. So pick the A, D, B, and G strings. All 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor. And do the same with the F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and now in the third break, it's really cool organ solo, which is just A minor for 4 bars. 2, 3, 4. Again, D minor, 2 bars. C major, 1 bar. E7 for 1 bar. And I think this kind of next 2 bars are a build up, so I think he's going down. It sounds like it's down here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and downstroke 8th notes, and then G major, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool. So that's the middle 8 and the third break. The fourth break is where it changes, transposes from C to the key of E flat. And it's basically that opening riff is the same, just moved up 3 frets. And you do that bar 7 times, and then after that, he's kind of basically transitioning from going from this key back to the key of C major. Quite clever. So he's going C minor, 1 and 2, B flat, and then he's going to F major, 1 and 2, G major. These 2 bars are transitioning back to the original key. So C minor, 1 and 2, B flat, 1, 3 and 4, F, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And then the outro is basically fades out on record. Again, feel free to play around with the rhythm as well. Occasionally does that 1, 2. Yeah, so you can play around with that. So it just does that bar, the usual riff bar, 12 times in the outro. I've just made it just for the purposes of the backing track. which you can get on the online store as well. It just makes it a cleaner ending, and then end on that C5 over G. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. That's all the parts. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, really helps the channel, and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Any questions about getting any of the files, either on Subscribestar, a bit more value for money on there. You get a lot more files and extra goodies like guitar solo tutorials. You can also just get direct downloads. Just go to JS Music School website, go onto the Bruce shop, and get anything in Guitar Pro format if you have that program, or in PDF, and then the backing tracks as well. So thanks as always for all your support, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.
If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribestar page or my website jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much, see you on the next one.